Thank you for tuning in. It's Woodsy here. Hope everyone is safe and well. Today we're going to be looking at the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Cognac. So, managed to hit on these a few weeks ago. I haven't managed to do the review until now. I haven't managed to try these on yet. I haven't managed to look at these properly. So we're going to go over it now. Orange label release, so you'd like to hope that it is better in quality, although I have noticed a few quality control issues on this pair, but unfortunately that's just what happens when they are making vast quantities of any release. So let's start off, of course, with a box. So as stated, this is an orange label release. So you've got your orange label box, Nike SB in translucent text, and then you have that bold orange swoosh. Nike SB Dunk Low Pro ISO Light Cognac White. Got this in my SB Dunk Low size, which is a 9.5, which is a US 10.5. Now, when it comes to sizing, I get asked it a lot. I go a half size up from my Nike true to size. I've got wide set feet and I just like to have a bit of wiggle room. Obviously it depends if you're wearing these for leisure, if you're skating them, how tight you want them to fit. Unfortunately, I feel like the best option is to try them on. Obviously some releases do differ. Some are a bit like not as padded or like wider or thinner materials, and it can sort of vary between releases, but once you find your pretty much standard fit, it's going to be the same for pretty much all the releases. You just might have a little bit more wiggle room on certain releases or less wiggle room. As I said, I go a half size up from my Nike true to size. Okay, so the shoe itself, so very sort of like traditional color blocking on this. I know that there's also a non-SB Dunk Low that's got a really similar color to this and color blocking. It looks pretty much exactly like this, I think anyway, and it was called the Harvest Moon. They're reselling for more than I'd pay for a non-SB Dunk, but I would have liked to have seen the contrast between the two and also to see the quality contrast between the two, but it's not going to happen. But if you have a pair of them, you can let me know maybe. Yes, let's start off with the bottom of the sole. So bottom of the sole is in that cognac color. It is contrasted with that white Nike SB Shield, white sole with white stitching, and then you have that cognac on the mudguard, eyelets, around on this sort of like cuff wing around to the heel. All of the swooshes are in that cognac leather, and then on the heel tabs. On the heel tab you have that contrasting white stitching, and then you have a white sock liner, which I really like actually. I think white sock liners in SB Dunks look really nice, but obviously they will get grubby quick. Insoles, very simple. You've got the cognac colour, and then on the actual sort of text logo on there, you've got your Nike SB in white against that bold square orange to show that it is orange label. White tongue, I love a white tongue in an SB Dunk. On the white tag at the front with the white stitching, with the white text, you have this really bold orange label swoosh on there, and then the actual tag on the back is orange with white stitching stating support your local. So you have this added to the orange label products recently, unless it's always had it and I have never noticed, but I'm pretty sure that's quite a new thing. They seem to be doing a lot of things with this tag inside the tongue, which I really like. So obviously recently reviewed the fruity pack, and they had obviously the fruity characters, and then you've got sort of like the Philly Dunks and stuff like that have these sort of like new logos in it, and it's one of those nice simple touches that make it really quirky, and it's what makes SB Dunks so great. Stock laces are cognac colour with the orange label tips, and then spare laces are white, very bright white, again with the orange label tips to show that this is an orange label release. I personally think that the cognac laces make sort of like the blend of colours work the best, but I do really like a white lace in an SB Dunk, so you never know. I will have to wait and see what I prefer. Now, what was a little bit disappointing in some respects, even though this is an orange label release, I do feel that the materials are quite nice. It has almost a little bit of a plasticky feel, but it has a nice flex to it. It's not as like bad as, so the ones I really noticed on recently was the Bart Simpson Dunk, where the toe box is really malleable, but it almost like had like a plasticky sort of like overlay. It almost looked like the leather would separate from that color on the top really easily. And I'm not overly keen on that, so luckily that doesn't have that. But there has been a few quality control issues. So the main one that really annoyed me was the fact that the mudguard on the left and right really do differ. So one's higher than the other. So on the right side, it looks like they've sort of like glued the midsole higher, so it's got less of that leather. And then on the one that has a higher sort of leather on there is in fact dented in, and I haven't worn these yet, so it's already got that dent, and that will probably get worse with wear. But it's going to happen. It's not going to be perfect. They're making quite a few of these, obviously, so you are going to get quality control issues. It's just luck of the draw, and this is another common occurrence with SB Dunk lows, especially. You get this sort of creasing on the inner panels. You can get it with nubuck, you can get it with suede, and you can obviously get it with leather, and it's just really crumpled. I don't know why it does that. I don't know whether it's the material used, the way it's been stitched. I don't know why it happens, but you can almost like try and remold it, and it might go over time. You just don't know, but it's luck of the draw at the end of the day, and sometimes that does happen. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Overall, quality wise, I think they're pretty nice. They're very sort of understated colour, and like most of the Dunks lately, if they're not really bold and like a collaboration, they do seem to be slept on a little bit. They sort of go under the radar, although we are still trying to obtain them. And I don't know how much I would have chased these if I wasn't able to get them for retail. I'm very happy to get them for retail, but I don't know if it was one of those pairs I really would have chased, especially because I got the dark russets, and the dark russets for an orange label release absolutely smashed these, in my opinion. But it's nice to have that white contrast, and as I said, very traditional colour blocking. So I'm going to do the lace swaps and a few fits with these, and yeah, tell me what you think. Did you manage to pick these up? Are you still waiting for these to release? And yeah, what do you think of them? Anyway, it's Woodsy out.